Hello everybody, it is I, your favorite VTuber Android Arrowhead, and I am back with more Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, Phoenix Wright, Chapter 2, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so recap, basically, this is a flashback to when Athena met Apollo. Athena has just joined us. Apollo is investigating a murder in a small village in which there was a wrestling match between a Tengu and a guy in a fox mask. Now a guy is dead. He was the leader of the village. He was a... what was the term again? Like constable or something? I don't know. Regardless, it's one of those weird terms that no one actually uses anymore. Anyway, he's dead. A friend of fucking Trucy's is her dad is indicted, and then I have to help her dad, and her dad looks angry, but he's not, and then Alderman, that was the term. Anyway, point is, yeah, we're talking to this cop now. And he's dressed like a Gundam for some reason, I guess. With the colors and all that. But whatever, we'll go through it. Anyway. Hey, Lois, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Okay. Alright, enough recap. Here we go. Goddamn it, stick drift. Yeah, details of the case. Was it Miss Jinxie Tenma who first discovered the crime scene? That's right. And this photo shows what she saw when she opened the door. Miss Tenma had a key, allowing her immediate access. A key? So then the Fox chamber was locked? Yes, and Miss Tenma had the only key to its door. Really? So Alderman QB didn't have a key to the Fox chamber. The attorney, this is perfect thought should be least of your concerns. That's fair. Yeah, so... general attire to trials varies between like, oh, it's a suit, or like robes or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Someone wore a space suit once. It was a costume, but you get the idea. Actually, he had a master key for most of the doors in the manor, but it disappeared after his murder. His murder. That's how you say that in a southern accent, his murder. Disappeared? You think the killer took it? It could very well be connected to the murder. We're looking into the possibility now. Recently I learned that I can do a really good Arkham Killer Croc. Oh yeah, nice. Wasn't hard to mind you, but I'm proud of it. Hey, that's cool to do, yeah. Hello, Batman. I don't think I can do a very good one, but I'd have to like listen to it first. Kinda forgot how he sounds. But it's the timing of Miss Tenma's delivery that I think is most important. Of course, I'm not going to share that information with you. You think you're some kind of champion of justice, but you're just plain old mean. I won't fall for that, you shameless rascal. I only help good little boys and girls. Shameless rascal? Who even says that? I wouldn't exactly call you a good little girl either. Okay, so we get the crime photo now. Yeah. Okay, so what the feathers and tracks? These feathers and tracks look like something a yokai might leave behind. You don't actually think the murderer was some sort of monster, do you? What's the name of that creature in the Forbidden Chamber? Tenma... something? Because from the black feathers and big tracks, it looks like that creature did it. Our prime suspect would, no doubt, love to pin the blame on some imaginary creature. Can Tenma whatchamacallit be made a victim of slander? I doubt the mayor would do something as childish as blaming a boogeyman. Slander? I barely know her. Anyway. Suits, judges' robes, sailor uniforms, kimonos, graffiti-themed streetwear, college graduate attire, entire futuristic tech wear. You got me there, yeah, I forgot about most of those. Yakuza suits... which I guess is still a suit, but you get the idea. Maid outfit, I think, at least at one point. Homeless guy outfit. So the most likely scenario so far is... that Tenma guy left the feathers and tracks behind to make it look like the yokai Tenma was the killer. Wait, what? Now I'm as confused as you. At any rate, I doubt Mayor Tenma would plant evidence like that. Oh yeah, fun fact, not just the left thumbstick, but now the right thumbstick on my controller is also starting to drift. I need to fix it. All this game... Oh yeah, you also have Bomb Squad uniforms. That's true. And also gardener outfits with plants that you can sniff for... correcting asthma? So Mayor Tenma is your only suspect? That's right. Oh yeah, pirate outfits? So I guess more of a bandit outfit, like that one girl from the beginning of Apollo Justice. Even his... Oh yeah, magician outfits. There's another one. Even his name, Damien Tenma, makes him sound like a villain. And he's really scary looking too. Wait, are you telling me that's why he was arrested? Ha 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 ha! Don't be ridiculous. He was the only one without an alibi. You mean like being knocked out? Oh, is that so? Yep, other than the victim, the suspect, and Miss Tenma, the only others around were Miss Filch, Mr. Filch, and Mayor Tenma's aide. And the two of them were together at the time. Filch, the guy who tried to steal my bracelet. Just living up to his name, I guess. We should go talk to him again when we have a chance. What about Jinxie? She's not being suspected at all? She may have no alibi whatsoever, but she also has no motive. Oh yeah, because the whole thing with trying to move the city or whatever. As of this game, we're getting closer to... We're getting one of the characters with the most ore in the entire series is literally covered in chains and his goddamn coffin with them. Look like Emo Beetle. Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm curious about who that is. It's unfathomable that she would murder the alderman and pin the crime on her father. Besides, do you really think a little girl could lift up this huge spear? True enough. I'm also sexist enough to not believe that. That spear looks even bigger than her. That's about all I can reveal at this time. Well, you must admit Damien Tenma appears to be the most likely suspect. I admit it looks bad, but I'm still not buying it. Oh, and one more thing. I must warn you about the prosecutor. Oh, that must be the guy you're talking about. I think I've seen that guy. The prosecutor assigned to Mayor Tenma's trial? That's the one. He's... How shall I put it? Not what you'd expect. That is, unless you faced a convicted killer serving hard time as a prosecutor before. What the... Is this some kind of joke? That's intriguing. I'm guessing that's the guy you're talking about. Gardener outfits here too. Exactly, yeah, that's what I said. The thing about like the sunflower you can sniff and like cure asthma. Can I ask why a man imprisoned for murder is serving as a prosecutor? Because he's mastered the use of psychology in courtroom battles. Everyone's talking about how this murder was the work of some strange creature. But yokai are nothing more than a figment of the imagination. They're baloney. Who better to prove this than a master of psychology? He's the best man for the job. Blackwell's in this game so fucking happy. I'm guessing you meant hyped, but yeah. Oh boy. Or happy, yeah. I'm so fucking happen. I'm gonna happen. Oh, autocorrect gets you again. Alright. But he's a convicted murderer. No matter how you look at it, that's just insane. Well, the chief prosecutor personally assigned him, so... none of us are in a position to question the matter. This really is the dark age of the law. This prosecutor... Oh, well, yeah, there it is. It's hard to type with big-ass hands. No, I get you. That's why I had such a tough time with, like, the PS4 controller, like the DualShock. Because when I had that, it's so much smaller than my hands that I was like... I don't know, it's the same thing with the Switch. I like controllers with bigger hands because, like, I don't know, it's easier, right? Like the Duke Xbox controller, that big-ass, the Duke Xbox controller, fucking love that. It's a really big controller, and I like it a lot. Doesn't have bumpers, but other than that, it's pretty good. This prosecutor, he wouldn't happen to go by the name of Blackquill, would he? Bingo! Simon Blackquill. So you have heard of him. Is he the guy that murdered whoever Athena... Like, there was that little flashback at the end of the last trial where Athena was, like, There's a lot of bloody stuff going on. I'm guessing he's the killer who knew her, or something. You could say that. What's that supposed to mean? The touchpad for the PS controller is a godsend for typing, and the fact that Switch is the touchscreen also helps a ton. That is true, because the Switch touchscreen helps. It's just that it's like the controllers themselves are a little small. You know? They're tiny. Well, I bet you don't know his unofficial title. Ever heard of the Twisted Samurai? That's Prosecutor Blackquill. The Twisted Samurai? Is that because he's a criminal? Well, yes and no. You could say that it also has to do with the effect his crime had on things. How so? His conviction is what twisted and warped the legal world into this dark age of the law. What? And he, of all people, is going to stand in court tomorrow? Never fear. I myself will be there to protect you. That's reassuring, I guess. Speaking of Switch, I recently beat South Park Fractured Butthole recently, and dear God, I'm pissed at this game. Oh wait, why are you pissed at it? Is it, like, pissed in a good way or pissed in a bad way? I feel like I picked the wrong voice for this guy. I feel like it should be more like, yes, I am the emblem of justice, or something like that. Well, you kids knock yourselves out. Can't wait to see how you do tomorrow. Okay, that'll be it from now on. The southern accent was fine. This probably fits the character a little better. It was the most shit ending imaginable. I'm so pissed in the bad way. Wait, shit in what way? Also, it's a fractured butthole, so of course it would be shit. Ah? Anyway. Wait, Detective Fulbright! I've been meaning to ask you something. Why are you barefoot? This doesn't look like the sort of place where you need to take your shoes off. Ah! Ah, I hadn't even noticed! Why am I barefoot? Oh, they stole his shoes. Okay. Imagine it was someone with the white suit guy from Ghost Trick. Oh, yeah, that guy. Hey, baby. Yeah, that old thing, yeah. But not the good kind. It's more like $30 with disappointment level shit. Wait, so what happened to it? You honestly hadn't noticed until now? Until just now? Wait a second. Those shoes we found earlier... Excuse me, Detective Fulbright. These wouldn't happen to be your shoes, would they? Yes, they are. My favorite pair, in fact. Thank you for bringing them to me. You must truly be on the side of justice. Don't tell me Mr. Filch actually stole from a detective. Stealing shoes right off someone's feet. That's pretty amazing. I find it more amazing that Detective Fulbright didn't notice. Well, looks like we've gotten all we can out of the detectives, so let's see. Maybe we should go over a word with Mr. Filch. I want to hear what his alibi is. April 17th, QB Manor. Hey, that's today. Foyer. Oh, this is just awful. Terrible, I say. Somebody help! Somebody help! I guess it's probably the way that line was meant to be delivered. I don't like shouting help because I don't want my neighbors to think I actually am in trouble. Just, you know, I don't want to, like, cause any false alarms, because if I ever am getting stabbed to death, I want people to know that I'm actually getting stabbed to death and not just doing a bit. I'd be yelling like, help! I'm actually getting stabbed to death! And they're like, oh, he's just recording. Or doing something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm truly dying! And they're like, oh, that's a really convincing bit. Oh, look, it's the Mr... What was it again? Finch? And he's literally just one of the characters suddenly appearing in your house after sharding through time to fix an issue. In fairness, that does feel like a very South Park way to fix things. After you resolve that issue, your parents get freaky. Then you have to listen through the character's dialogue through your in-game's mother's noises. Yeah, that sounds like South Park. In fairness, that does... It's not good. I'll clarify for that. I do agree that it's weird. But, at the same time, it does feel like something that would happen in South Park, so I can't really hate it that much. Oh, yeah, Mr. Finch. No, no, no! The name is Filch! Phineas Filch! Keep on pilfering and you may wind up a jailbird instead. So what seems to be the problem, Mr. Filch? Oh, it's just terrible, terrible, I tell ya! Come quick! Okay, what's the deal with him all of a sudden? Another murder? Then it just cuts to credits. Doesn't even feel satisfying to beat the final boss, which is literally just a mirror match. Oh. Looks like some kind of mask. It's the Amazing Ninetales mask! The Amazing Ninetales? Oh, right, the wrestler who appeared during the festival special event. Who's definitely the old man and who definitely died. What's his mask doing here? The only cool part about the ending is that it takes place within the previous South Park game. Ah. He'd never take off his mask like this! Someone must have killed him! What? Who would do such a thing? Let's go talk over there in private. Hmm? Look! There's some white hair caught up inside this mask. Amazing Ninetales mask added to the court record. Thing is, I would go back and do the side quest, but I'm not collecting Yaoi for the next 5 hours for a goddamn profile title. Out of curiosity, what's the profile title? I'm just saying, collecting Yaoi... You're not exactly selling me on the idea of not doing that. That sounds funny. Granted, it might sound funnier than it is fun to play, but I'm just saying, could be a story. So what makes you believe that the Amazing Ninetales have been murdered? You really want to know, eh? You're a studious one, aren't you? Ain't ya? It's Yaoi between Craig and Tweak, which are both oh, okay, yeah, that's weird. That, I can see why that would be a little harder to go through. No, that's fair. Yes, I mean, no, I mean, just tell me, please. Well, it's like this. I dreamed of becoming a wrestler myself. Hey, how about you join me in the quest for the champion's belt? What do you team? Me and my bandit's mask and you and that demon mask of yours. Demon mask? I wonder if I can make it big. Apollo, let's save your pro wrestling debut until after the trial. Huh? Oh, no, I wasn't actually... why did I let him pull me off topic like that? Come on, Apollo. Ask him about the Amazing Ninetales' murder already. I'm not collecting more Yaoi between children than I need to, which ideally would be 0. But you can feel the hammer of God smiting me down. You know what? That's fair. Yeah, I got you there. Same page, same page. Alright, what you got, Filch? The Amazing Ninetales is our village's savior, and don't you forget it! His trademark gold cape made to look like 9 foxtails. He whirls through the ring, smacking down 10 Matone wrestlers left and right. Oh, and he's doing the little fox symbol with his hand. He sparked the monster craze, revitalizing Ninetales Vale in the blink of an eye. Yep, saved our village from becoming a ghost town. Now it's a yokai town. Oh, the Amazing Ninetales really does sound, well, amazing. Yeah, pretty amazing, huh? That's why he's worshipped like a hero around here. I'm proud to be from the same village as him. Come to think of it, you look kind of monster-like yourself, Mr. Filch. Guess it makes sense since you're from the same village as the Amazing Ninetales. I know, a lot of people have told me to look like a yokai. Like that, well, but you've been playing Monster Hunter Rise recently. You know those raccoons that blow up? I think it looks like one of those. The bomb badgies or whatever. Since when was that a compliment? It looks like one killer title card. It looks like something fresh out of damn One Punch Man cutscene. It is pretty cool, yeah. He hit me again and he stole my shit. God damn it. Ouch, what's the big idea? Hey, check your pocket. Hey, how'd you do that? Keep it. I got lots more. The Amazing Ninetales Glossy added to the court record. I got a Glossy from this raccoon man. So you keep saying that the amazing Ninetales was killed. What's the story behind that? Are you saying he was murdered because his mask washed up along the river outside? That's only part of it. The main reason is no one's seen him since the special event. The word around Ninetales Vale is he was killed by Ten Mataro. Phil was saying they're literally 4th graders. No. I got that. I'm agreeing with you. Don't do it. I am saying, I'm not failing to understand there. I understand perfectly that this is not something you ought to be doing. We're on the same page. You're collecting it for the parent of one of them. That part's... Yeah, that's fair. That's weird. I literally took them to get a couple counseling in this damn story mission. That's South Park. Yeah. You villagers really are superstitious, aren't you? Yeah, we are. We love conspiracy theories, too. Like the mayor's diabolical plot. The mayor of Tenma? What is he plotting? Rumor has it that he's planning on releasing Tenmataro. That's why he wants the merger. He'll open the Forbidden Chamber once he's in control. Very pissed off that that's the only side mission I have left before 100% completion. Ah. One of those, yeah. Especially when you're that close to 100%. Like, if you had, like, a little less done, it's like, okay, that's whatever. But it's like, I do agree that, like, when you have one thing left keeping you from 100, it's like, yeah, that's difficult. Reminds me of how, when I first played Arkham Asylum, like, a decade ago, actually, I guess it was over a decade ago, because I played Night when it came out, and then, yeah, whatever. Anyway, when I first played Arkham Asylum a long time ago, I had one pair of Joker teeth left, and I didn't know where across the entire map it was. I just had one left I hadn't done. And I had to go, like, hunting around for, like, okay, I checked, like, a guide to show, like, oh, this is where all this stuff is. And I didn't know, because it was all over the place. And I was like, alright, did I get those? I got those. Did I get that one? I got that one. I had to look over everywhere just to find the last little pair of Joker teeth I didn't, like, break while I was there. Lovely game, Arkham Asylum, but good God, that was a whole ass thing. It's quite a tale. Ain't finished yet. There was only one person who could stop the mayor. Let's move with the Riddler trophies. Yup. Oh, man. I'm still... Part of the reason I haven't streamed Arkham Origins yet is because I was going to get all the Riddler trophies in Arkham City first. And then I just kind of forgot to do that. So I've kind of been delaying it a little. But I will do that eventually. I will get back to the Arkham franchise at some point. I've completed most of them, but some puzzles are soft locked, so I can't get them every time. Oh, yeah. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure most of them are in a way to where you can complete them at any time. But there might be one or two that you have to get while you're there. I don't think all of them are, though. At least I don't think any of them were missable, as far as I'm aware. Arkham City trophies aren't really worth it, to be honest. All you get is an extra boss fight. Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's just more of a completion thing. I guess just because I like playing Arkham City, and it's like, oh, well, cool, I get more of it. Our hero, the amazing Ninetales! He vowed to battle the mayor of Tenma Town and stop the municipal merger! I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Apollo, we still have to ask him about the Alderman's murder, remember? About the Alderman's murder. Alderman? I barely know... him, man. Wait, shit. I didn't even see the 100%. Yeah. It's also just that I really, like, generally I'm more likely to 100% something where I really like it, because it's just like, hey, I get to play more of it. And it's like, yeah, there's stuff to do. Mr. Filch, would you mind telling us what you were doing at the time of the murder? I was in the caretaker's office, guarding the entrance like Mr. Cubey said I should. And I made double sure no one came in. I have a clear view of the foyer from where I work. You must be talking about this small room in the upper right. It definitely looks like you can keep track of the comings and goings from there. One of the ship part, unlike PlayStation or Xbox, there's nothing keeping track of your achievements aside from the game itself, so I don't even get a platinum trophy or special points. Oh yeah, because Switch doesn't have achievements. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Oh man. Well, at the very least, you know you did, and that's worth something. But same thing for me, because I had Monster Hunter Rise on Switch, so I don't have any achievements tracking my progress. It's mostly just like, I have that trophy case that they give you where it shows all your medals or whatever. Which, by the way, I didn't get all of them, because I didn't really do any online stuff. But Switch games, there's 0 reward for actually completing in-game achievements. I'm just doing it for the love of the game. I agree. Well, to be fair, you could argue that there's no award for, like, any game, technically. It's just that this one doesn't have an official thing that pops up that says, like, you did this thing. And I'm going to be honest, I think that's actually one of the weaker parts about the Switch. I like the Switch in general. I like achievements, though. I like it when it pops up and gives me the little, like, the little dopamine burst where it's like, bomb, and I get the thing. The boap. I can't mimic the sound, but, like, I don't know, something like that. You get the idea. You know what it is. It definitely looks like you can keep track of the comings and goings from there. And you have an alibi to back up your statement up, Mr. Filch. I do indeed. I was with the Mayaten Mazaid. Florent LaBelle's his name. But wait, look, I'm not French, but would you not? I don't think the L would be apostrophe there, because Belle isn't. I thought you only apostrophe with an L when the first letter of that word that's following it is a vowel. Like l'Arc-en-Ciel, the name of, you know, that thing. It would be L apostrophe Arc-en-Ciel, not Le Arc-en-Ciel. So it should be Florent Le Belle, not Florent LaBelle. Whatever. I'm not French. The closest I've ever gotten to French is playing Expedition 33, and that's functionally not it. I would say it's much more rewarding to beat Elden Ring on PlayStation than it is 100% DK Princess Peach Showtime. Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably. Those are also just two different games in general. I think a better comparison would be something that's on both. Like, for instance, like we said, Monster Hunter Rise, where it's like you do get the achievements in like the Xbox and Xbox, PC, and PlayStation versions, but you don't get it in the Switch version. So the two of you were together. That's a pretty sound alibi, all right. And nobody came in or out of the manor around the time of the murder? Kept watch here the whole time. Didn't see a soul pass by. And if anyone did, out there security camera would have spotted them. So no one came in or out around the time of the murder. That means we're dealing with someone who was already inside when it happened. So do you think this mask is the real deal? Without a doubt. This here's the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. What about that white hair I found inside the mask? Wait, I just thought of something. Remember the golden animal fur we found at the crime scene? Could it have come from this mask? Look, there's even a spot where some fur is missing. For some reason, I've been rather coffee today. And this place is the mask at the crime scene at some point in time. Which means... What does this mean? Someone with white hair who is linked with the murder and is against the merger. No way! Could the amazing Ninetales and the Alderman actually be... Something wrong, Apollo? You should see the look in your face. I need to drink water. There's no... My voice sounds weird. You know, funnily enough, I never checked the audio on the stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's fine, because people have been responding to me in chat. That's the only other explanation. You should see the look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. Maybe Jinxie could tell us something, since she works here. The answer is that you use L whenever it's followed by a vowel or silent H. Although, also, these often imply specifically proper nouns, family names. Okay, so I was right about that then. It should be Florent LaBelle, not... Or I guess it would be La Belle, because Belle is a feminine word. Because it ends in an E. But Hey! Florent Labelle. Right? I guess the point is that sounds like label. Maybe. Florent label? Or is it that belle means flower? In French. So it's Florent flower. Whatever, we'll keep going. Golden fur reattached to the amazing Ninetales mask. Huh. Let's see, what else do I want to do? I mean, there's not much else I can really say to him, but we haven't really gotten a cue to go somewhere else. Hoping you would respond to you and not my own audio hallucinations. Be kind of pissed about that. I mean, yeah, that... Sometimes you just gotta hope and pray that people in chat aren't just talking to themselves and I'm actually talking to them. Let's see. So I can't investigate the scene. I am a little sad that in this game they took away the ability to examine the background. There are a lot of good gags that are now lost because they won't have that anymore. Or at the very least only in crime scenes. I don't know. I miss it. What do I want to present to him? This, maybe? Ask him about this? That, right. Okay, yep. What about this? Okay, nope. I feel like I have to present something to him. Also, wait, do I not have profiles like I used to? Or is that only in the court? Oh, okay, only in the court record. Got it. Yeah! Alright, we're gonna go ask, what's her fuck? Where is she? She should be right here. Okay. Nope, this is Athena. I do like this theme, though. This is pretty good. Not as good as the Sisters theme from... Or Maya's theme, I should say, but, like... You know, not bad. Let's see, maybe she's here? Here we go. April 17th, Ninetales Vale, Yokai Lane. Oh, look, there's Jinxie. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, and... Sounds like she's out grocery shopping. Must really like dairy products. A charm to make a better milkshake and bring all the boys to the yard. And another to cure my lactose intolerance. Maybe she should just stick to soy milk. Jinxie! Hey, it's me! Eek! It's the demon lawyer! Ah, fuck. Not another warning charm! Apollo? Who is she? Oh, right. This is your first time meeting each other. This is Jinxie, Mayor Tenma's daughter. She was the first to discover the crime scene. Florent Labelle just means something along the lines of the beautiful flower, although it's kind of hard to tell because what the hell the pun for this one is because it's not as direct as the others. Maybe he's like covered in flowers or something, and that's like the joke. Maybe we have to see him for it to make sense. Oh, so she's the one who... hello, my name's Athena Sykes. I'll be helping Apollo defend your father at his trial. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you, too. I gotta see how she flaps as Apollo's talking. Yeah, I really... That's nice attention to detail. I like it. Where's Trucy? She went back to the office ahead of us. But don't worry, Athena and I are on the case. Wait, how do I know you didn't... That you didn't gobble her up alive? Relax, I didn't eat her up. And it wouldn't do such a thing in the first place. Yeah, but what I can tell, once you know who the character is, then you'll understand his name a bit better. Well, we have seen... We know it's the guy that killed the guy, because they showed that in the opening cutscene of the case where he, like, took the spear and impaled him, then tried to free the Tenma Taro, or whatever the guy's name is. So, we know he's the murderer, at the very least, but we'll see more of him, I guess, later. Oh, poor little Trucy. Sniffle. I'm about ready for some tears of frustration myself. She's quite an, interesting character, huh, Apollo? The incident. Jinxie, do you remember any more of what happened? Not much.
At least not yet.
But you do think Tenmataro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the festival.
I don't know anything about that.
Huh? Well, you said Tenmataro murdered the alderman.
It's okay, Jinxie.
It's okay, Jinxie, you can tell.
Yikes, what was that for? People see things when they don't get enough sleep.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
There's no such thing as monsters.
Huh? What's gotten into her? So if there are no monsters, you admit I'm human.
No, you're still a demon.
Oh, I give up. It seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about the Tenmataro. It seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Tenmataro for some reason. But that's precisely why what we need to know more about. Besides, she definitely thought there was a yokai there in the Fox Chamber. Jinxie, about this charm.
That's...
You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. You thought Tenmataro was the murderer. That's why you gave this to me, right? I just realized, what part of the seal is the damn paw mark? Yeah, because it's like a fox paw, I think. I think that might be the point of it, or I'm just looking too far into it. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows. Alright. If there's anything else you could tell us, it would really help. And it will help your father, too.
Alright then.
Okay, let's see it. Why do you think Tenmataro is the killer?
I saw him with my own eyes. Tenmataro was right there in the manor. He escaped his prison and ran right by me.
What? Jinxie, tell us everything you saw.
Called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when I saw Tenmataro. It was right around here. He was running right at me. You know, I was paralyzed with fear. But there was no one around to help me. Shiver. The foul beast raced right by me toward the foyer.
Toward the foyer? The foyer. It's foyer, right? Not foyer? Shit, wait. This one was foyer.
Mr. Filch and Mrs. LaBelle, Mr. Filch and Mr. LaBelle were supposedly in the foyer at the time. That means they would have seen Tenmataro too.
Sounds like we better get their statements. Considering Jinxie's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her.
Apollo? Remember the picture in this paper? Someone caught Tenmataro flying through the air.
What if that's like a kite, though?
I wonder if it's the same Tenmataro Jinxie says she saw.
Don't be ridiculous.
Tenmataro is the killer! And he can fly, too.
Technically speaking, both are right. It kind of depends on the reason you're using it in. Oh, okay. For once, I'm not pronouncing it wrong. It's just regional differences. About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime. Anything else stand out?
Actually, I heard this strange jangly sound.
A jangly sound? Can you be a little more specific?
My memory's kinda fuzzy. But I vaguely recall seeing Tenmataro holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound. Does Tenmataro usually carry a staff?
Does Tenmataro usually carry a staff?
Good question. I never heard anything like that, and it's not shown in the scroll.
How about in other documents? Any of them show Tenmataro with a staff?
This is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. After all, those who needlessly depict the demon are forever cursed.
Then, what's the deal with the Tenmataro you saw, Jinxie? Added to the court record? Jinxie's statement added to the court record? Okay. Now what about this? Jinxie works at the Alderman's Manor, so maybe she can shed some light on this. So, no one knows the amazing Ninetales' true identity?
Uh-huh. They say no one's ever seen him without his mask.
Does that make you want to know even more?
Uh-huh. That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponents are so popular.
Wait, you mean expose as in strip them naked?
Eek! You even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer.
I have heard something like that, kinda.
That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So, you see, these unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers.
That means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. There's gotta be a story behind it.
No one can stop the amazing Ninetales!
Yet she'd be shocked to find out he's really the Alderman. Why didn't you tell me you saw Tenmataro earlier?
Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell.
Mr. LaBelle told you not to tell?
Papa's aide.
Oh, right. The other guy who was supposedly in the foyer at the time of the crime. And what exactly did he tell you?
Keep the village superstitions in mind before you go talking about seeing Tenmataro at the time of the crime.
Village superstitions?
They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul!
And that's something everyone here knows? Like a bunch of baloney to me. Man, everyone says baloney, huh?
Uh-huh. Everyone from babies to the village elders know about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here.
Hey, come to think of it. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there! Oh yeah, you lower your eyes to steal your soul. A lot of stealing of the soul happening. Hey, 01. Hey, welcome back to the stream. Hey, welcome back. How you doing? I'm back as well, yeah. The guy at the special event thing said almost the exact same thing.
Apollo, do you think this LaBelle guy is actually believes in Tenmataro?
I'm messing up all the words. Wow. Alright. I seriously doubt it. He's not even from Ninetales Vale.
Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking?
Good question. And we'd better go have a word with him.
Time to unmask this monster of a mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the foyer. Bueno! Next stop, the manor foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us.
Foyer? I barely know, hey. Is Resident Evil Requiem streaming? Oh, yeah. You know what? I probably should get back to that. I think whenever they release whatever the DLC expansion is, then I definitely will get back to it. Maybe I'll do like one of those like speedrun playthroughs, try and get through it. But we'll see. I'll see what I can get done. April 17th, QB Manor Foyer.
There's no one here. Guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle.
Maybe he's out for a walk or something. Somebody left something on the sill of the caretaker's office window. Oh, it's a TV program guide. Howlin' Wolf versus Pretty Boy Vampire, Blow by Blow, Timothy Twilight. Well, let's see if we can read some of the rest of these. Married a Yokai, repeat, episode 8. Wait, you're really human? Starring, something Vetus and Willie Waite. Something Durs of the Brain. Really use only fraction of their... Peekaboo, I found you, Yokai of the Amazon. Join the hunt for Tofu Taro, a high-protein yokai. Fight cancer disease. The Veil new feature, Munis protest intensive. Sunset after her Herlu of the find out Mr. Bones treats. Fill in blocks. Looks like someone circled a pro wrestling match. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Eek! It's a... Oh, Mr. Filch, what can we do for you?
I was waiting for the Henry Stickmin finales. Actually, to clarify, because I guess I forgot to mention this, I am planning on doing that next week, just to get that done. This reminds me of people who try to read the newspaper at the opening of the FNAF 1 screen. Oh, I should totally try to do that whenever I play FNAF. Because this is kind of like Yokai Watch. Yokai is just kind of a term for, like, Japanese monsters in general. So that's like... In this case, this is like classic yokai monsters. I guess Yokai Watch is one of those where it has those as like playable, kind of like Pokemon things. I've never really looked into Yokai Watch, but I know some people who are into it, so it's like, I get the idea. I bet she was going to scream monster, which isn't really much of a stretch.
Ain't nothing I need you to do for me. But what business do you got with my TV listings?
Oh, no, it just caught my eye. Can I ask if you watched this pro wrestling program today?
Yep, it was a match between a couple of rank amateurs, though. It was a complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that.
Well, the difficulty for reading FNAF 1 newspaper screen is that they actually automatically move on after a few seconds, and the game is pretty dark. Oh, okay. TV listings added to the court record. Almost forgot. There's something I wanted to ask him. Mr. Filch, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Tenmataro or something like that?
Huh? Tenmataro?
So you did see him?
Ah, my, how clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. But you're shining up every day real purty-like. The ladies must love it.
Don't change the subject! And FYI, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. Jinxie said she saw Tenmataro flee towards the foyer. So you must have seen him too if you were here.
Yipes!
Wow, I really pushed a button there. Well, did you see anything or not? Ah! Okay, yeah, this is the flower guy. That is quite enough. I must ask that you not pester my friend anymore.
Yipes, forgive me for being pestered, sir.
And you are? I am Florent LaBelle. Beau Divine and personal aide to Mayor Damien Tenma. Beau Divine? More like Yokai Grotesque. This place is crawling with monsters. Oh, excuse you. He looks like the Joker, almost.
Heck, what the heck was that for?
Ha 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 ha! It was just a little cologne. You had a look of stinky sweat about you. Fair enough. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Je suis Labelle. Which means I have labelle? Don't take this incorrectly, because technically I'm allowed to say this, but goddamn does he look gay as hell. I mean, I can't say it, but I mean, that, let's be real, that is kind of that's the natural assumption here. Is he gay or European? It's hard to guarantee. Is he gay or European? Well, hey, don't look at me, you see, they bring their boys up different in those charming foreign ports. They play peculiar sports with those shiny shirts and tiny shorts. Gay or just I shouldn't sing the whole song, that's just... There's a lot of reasons I shouldn't sing that song, but generally it's a song. If you haven't heard it, it's Gay or European from the Legally Blonde musical, where they're determining if a guy is gay or European. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the ending might surprise you. Anyway, it's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Je suis Labelle. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Oh, what a heavenly scent. I think you just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. I'll have you know, that is brand number 5. Bonjour. It's my way of introducing myself. Enjoy. Where's my bottle of adieu so I can return the favor? That's brand number 6. I was gonna say number 5, but we already went over number 5, didn't we? Enough about the cologne. Please tell us what you saw around the time of the murder. Oh, well, got it anyway. I heard you were the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Tenmataro. Why, that little... So she told you she saw the demon, did she?
Mr. LaBelle, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in village superstitions?
I'm not gonna... I should stop doing that laugh, god damn it. Oh, please! I was merely trying to keep with the traditions, or keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose into this whole Tenmataro business if I were you. Considering my local theater is hosting Legally Blonde in a few months, I should probably watch it in person, so that'd be fun. Oh, that does sound fun, actually, yeah. That... I haven't seen the whole thing, I've only seen that song, but, like, it does seem like a very fun musical. Bad things happen to those who do. That much is true. He is one scary monster. I see why his name is flower themed. Yeah, he gives off the feeling of it. What if it's like he legally changed his name, or that's like a stage name and his actual name is like Hank or something? And he's like, I changed my name when I lived in a small town in Kansas so I could go to the big city and make perfume. That's crazy. You really expect me to believe that monsters are real? Well, you're real, and you sure look like a monster. Look who's talking! So, Mr. LaBelle, you didn't see Tenmataro? Little Jinxie is an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas and Ferb? That's right, I didn't see nothing, especially not Tenmataro. As for me, I only see things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. I got 2 words for this guy. Total freak. Could I ask you what you were doing at the time of the crime? Crime o'clock, if you will? In other words, you'd like to hear my alibi. Tisk. To think you would suspect me of all people. He seems British. Something about him screams British trying to be French. I feel like this is like... You know how Teru in Danganronpa was like a Kansas guy trying to sound a little more like uptown, or like upstate, kind of like that? Like, he talks all southern, but then he tries talking in a much nicer voice when he's calm or whatever. I feel like that's this guy. I feel like he's gonna have a freak out, and he's gonna revert back to, he's like, oh, doggone it, I done believe you done fucked up. I'm not the killer, even though he is. We know he is. Ah! How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to beauty itself. You obviously can't see straight. Ugh. Like that spritz really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Filthy, answer the question. Oh, we were having sex, sir. At the time of the crime, we were, in this here foyer. Exactly. Good answer, Filchy. Good answer. If it was absolutely Louisianan and just good at keeping a more traditional American accent. Yeah, that's what I think this guy's doing. I think he's got a more like sort of accent, and when we break him, he's gonna be like, well, hold on there just a minute. I done Kentucky Fried fucked up. Hey, just repeat what you've said quite enough. What is with these two? Great, now he's got me talking like that. What is with these two? Yeah, great, now he's got me talking like that. Are we quite through here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Right, well, thanks for your help. So these two were in the foyer, but didn't see Tenmataro. Come along, Filchy. Where are we going? Alright, gotta practice. You're going to dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. Everything about this flowery bastard makes me have the seething rage of Rejang. Yep. I'm with you there. I don't like this guy. But to be fair, I think he was made to be unlikable, so yeah, it kind of evens out. Oh boy. What does he mean, practice statements? Now, if you would excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup. Apollo, I know this sounds strange, but I think he's the killer. But Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Tenmataro. No. Not only do you hope he's the culprit, we literally, in the opening cutscene for this case, he literally picks up the spear and stabs the guy that died. I am like, barring some kind of weird Danganronpa-ing of like, oh, someone else poisoned him before he died, so he's not the killer. I'm like 95% positive this guy's the killer. Then maybe he wore a Tenmataro costume and then escaped to make it look like something happened and then ditched the costume and came back. Just saying, I think that could be it. Okay. Also, fun fact about Monster Hunter Stories 3. I've been playing that a bit more. I have accidentally broken the game, and you'll see just how I did it next time I stream it. It'll be a doozy, just a little bit, just a tad. It'll be interesting. Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Tenmataro. Unusually preoccupied with Tenmataro. Really? How can you tell? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read other people's emotions from the tone of their voice. You mean you have good ears? I don't know where to be scared or hyper. It's something. Let me just put it like this. The odds, don't get me wrong, I still can fail, but the odds of that are low. And, like, there are things I can do to break myself even more, but I kind of don't want to do them just because if I do, the game will probably be a little too easy. Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice. And my ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason. It's an interesting skill. But what do you mean he's preoccupied with Tenmataro? I'm not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Tenmataro. You could hear the desperation in his voice when he was talking to that specifically. That's what I picked up from his voice anyway. How are you gonna pull up the next room with a damn missing number amount at this point? We'll see. There's stuff I can do. Everywhere we turn, it's Tenmataro this, Tenmataro that. Why don't you Tenmataro some bitches? Wish you could talk to the mayor, too. Sounds like a plan. We need to get to the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Tenmataro. April 17th, Detention Center Visitors Room. Something wrong, Apollo? Where'd your enthusiasm go? What am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Tenmataro? At best, he'll think I'm an idiot. At worst. Ugh. Oh, he's here. It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Justice's partner, Athena Sykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Tenmataro. Athena. So close. So close, but not it. Oh, yes. I look forward to working with you, too. Eek! I didn't mind Athena calling him by a completely wrong name. Apollo, he's just as kind and gentle looking as I'd imagined. Lucky for you after that blunder you just made. There was something I wanted to talk to you about. There were rumors going around about how you want to or did set Tenmataro free. What utter nonsense! Yikes! They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. Those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you. A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he? he does look a little scary. I don't know why, but recently been more irritable. I get like that sometimes too, or sometimes I'm just kind of like in a bad mood. And I'm just like, man, fuck this shit. Bitch eating crackers. And I don't know, just like things where you get like salty about stuff more easily. And you can just go on an entire rant. Even if something isn't that bad, you can go on an entire rant and be like, this thing fucking sucks because this thing and that thing. I think we've all been there a little bit. What he really needs to work on are his people skills. So rumor has it that you want to push the merger through in order to release Ten Mataro. Of course that's a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Sorry. I'm sorry I offended you. Sorry if I offended you. So that's the talk around town, is it? I can see how that would make you angry. What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this? Huh? I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson. And the guard in the back is like, hey, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? No, wait. First we have to get you a not guilty verdict. Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. I have a therapist appointment this week, so it should be fine. I mean, yeah, you know, hey, you know, therapy's good. Good on you for going to it. It takes a lot of, like, courage, I guess, kinda. Or at least, like, stuff to admit that, like, there's stuff worth going to therapy over. Yeah, congratulations. I think, is the way people say that. Hold on tight, sweet Jinxie! Daddy's coming to save you! He was such an aggressive girl that I love him. Yeah, no, this guy's great. I like him a lot. He clearly likes his daughter. In, like, a way that's, like, good for a parent. And not weird. Don't know why I phrased it like that. Wow, alright. Anyway, relax. We'll look for your daughter until we can get you free. Is that so? You don't need me to go straighten things out myself? Oh boy, they'd probably call in the SWAT team if he showed up at her school. Oh, right. I ought to ask about the reason behind the merger. It seems like you were rather forceful in pushing for the municipal merger. Did you really want Ninetales Vale that badly? This is a turn stream. Anything weird is just the curse of this game. Pretty much, yeah. The hippopotamus curse. Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism. Can I sense his lies? Wait, am I feeling what I think I'm feeling? Sure, I played a bit of hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary. I knew it. My bracelet's reacting. What is it, Apollo? Mayor Tenma may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet ear comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense, because it begins to feel tight on my arm. No way! You can do that? Wait, so you believe me? Just like that? Dude, we all have some kind of magic here. That's just kind of how life is at this point. Wait till we get to the Ace Attorney investigation games, where Edgeworth's power is just logic. I shit you not, it's just him using logic. Sure, each of us has our own special gifts. Oh yeah, Athena has a gift too. Her special sense of hearing. Still, what do you think the mayor is lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. It's been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. First I touch my bracelet with Y. Right! Now let's give it a whirl. It's funny because in Life is Strange it's the same line of logic. Oh, funny, yeah. I need to play Life is Strange at some point. I only ever played the first episode years ago, so I need to, like... I would be playing the original, I wouldn't be playing the remastered version. So I think if I were to do that, I'd just get it whenever, if it is ever on sale, and then just kind of go from there. Right, now let's give it a whirl.
There's no escaping it.
I can't perceive you. Here's what we're gonna do. Or this feeling of intense... Yes, I remember this feeling of intense concentration. The ability to see the smallest twitch. The slightest frown that no one else can see. Someone's sweating in their armpits, which was a thing once. Now, Mayor Tenma was lying somewhere in that statement he just made. When he lied, a certain habit made itself clear just under his right eye. I just have to shift my viewpoint up and to focus on that area. Alright, I've got him now. He twitches, okay, yeah. His nervous tell should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I've got to pore over every word he says and wait for it to appear. And when it does, I'll perceive it. Reversing time, creating portals to different timelines, and being able to read people's emotions with some psychic disorder that you can read the thoughts behind the emotion, gravity manipulation, and... Yeah, there's a lot of powers in Life is Strange across all the games. Last but not least, back talking shit. No joke, the entire LIS series that's considered a superpower just because it's a grade A shit talker. Oh, that would be, in Dispatch, that would definitely be Robert's power, if he had, like, an actual power. That's why they call him Robert Ragebait Robertson the Third. He's very good at it. Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with the truth. The truth? I don't understand. When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching. What nonsense is this? So what if it did? Please, tell us more about your merger bid. What more is there to tell? Why were you really seeking to merge with Ninetales Vale? I already told you, tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the prize. You really don't trust us, do you? What are you talking about? The village has been hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not? I think you've yet to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale, so... you felt it would be an attractive prize for its tourism. But that would contradict this. Attractive prize for its tourism, but what would... Wait. Well, I can't really lose health here, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but... Oh, here we go. This evidence proves you're not being entirely truthful with us. Ugh. Sorry, I take it all back. Oh, forgive me. There was a fly that was driving me crazy. If that's how he deals with flies, I'd hate to see him when he's really angry. So, you think I'm not being entirely truthful? Yes, sir. This guy is seriously scary. Robert's superpower is being the Tibetan monk of instigation. He really does... He knows how to get under people's skin, and he also knows how to make people try to be better people. Which is interesting. I think you've yet to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. It's the monster craze, so... that would contradict... what? I mean, this feels like you wanted it because of that whole thing with Jinxie's mother, but... her mother's favorite's only in Ninetales Vale. Tourism... this, maybe? No, I'm just wrong. Wow, okay, this? Robert and Arthur, the Soul Masters of Talk no Jutsu. They are... Robert is very good at it. He's slick with it. Fuck it. This? What? Alright, I'm missing something here. This? Goddamn, wow, Can you just tell me what you're lying about, dude? It's not gonna get any better. Fuck it, lawyer's badge, it's gotta be it. Nope. This? How am I fucking this up? What else is there? Do I even have the right evidence? The monster craze in Ninetales Vale is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when the amazing Ninetales rose up against the municipal merger. The village was practically a ghost town before then. Arrgh. So you see, you couldn't have possibly seen it as an attractive prize for its tourism. What's the real reason behind your push to merge Tenma Town with Ninetales Vale, huh? Well, Bro went monochrome for a sec. Alright. I still feel like the idea that people are comparing the leadership skills of Robert to Cecil Stedman. It is interesting seeing what they got. The difference is, I feel like Robert truly does care about them being better people. And Cecil does to an extent, but not like in the same way, I think. I think Cecil's more cynical than Robert in that sense. Cecil's more like, look, shit's bad. It's not going to get much better, but we can make it a bit better. Robert, I feel like, is a little more optimistic in that regard. He does try, even when it would be functionally a pretty terrible idea to do so. Like, the thing in the beginning where his arm was broken, but he still tried to fight off those robbers who were, like, trying to steal from the TVs. You know, it's like... I think it's the difference between, like... It's almost like Robert could be argued to be, like, a mix between Mark and Cecil, in the sense that he is a little jaded like Cecil, but he's also actually hopeful for that things can be better like Mark is, in a way. And he's played by Powerplex, which is really funny that I'm making this comparison, but yeah. Oh yeah, something funny, I saw this one meme where, Robert had to dispatch Mark to go do something, and he's like, alright, Mark, go to this thing. And Mark's like, okay. And Robert's like, what do you mean? He's like, I said okay, I'll do it, I'll go. And then it shows just Robert being happy and with, like, the low cortisol sign on it. Working with him would be very low stress as far as that's concerned. Anyway, why the merger? Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie. Protect her from what? I received a threat. Oh, that probably is from LaBelle. It said I either go through with the merger or my Jinxie dies. What? How awful! Who would do such a thing? He still doesn't give two damns about morality, just as long as people are being saved and the Earth isn't in danger, but cares for hero efficiency. Robert cares for his coworkers a lot. That is true. I think Robert, to some extent, also kind of brushes morality aside, but, like, not in the sense that, like, he's willing to forgive a lot of stuff. More just that, like, I think Robert's willing to accept that people can be better. Even if they may not necessarily be trying to at the moment. I don't know. But whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder. Cecil's who Amanda Waller should have been. You know what? Good point. Cecil's kind of like an Amanda Waller if Amanda actually cared. I feel like Amanda's like... It's almost like there's like the opposite extremes of Robert on one end and then Amanda Waller on the other. Cecil's somewhere, I would say, kind of in the middle there. Where, like, yeah, he's, you know, he is cynical. He kind of brushes morality off just for the sake of people being, like, saved or whatever. But to an extent, he does kind of care. At least. Like, without spoiling if people haven't seen it, the whole conversation he had with Mark in Season 4 of Invincible, I thought that shows a lot of stuff about Cecil we didn't really see much of before. Robert is the definition of putting you on a redemption arc in The King of like, look, I'm gonna get you motivated and get shit done, but if you need a mental health day, yeah, exactly, Robert's a good dude. Very likable character. I'm not sure how they would do a Dispatch Season 2, just because, like, Season 1 is, like, multiple different endings, but you know what? I would love to see Robert come back in some capacity, because, by God, he was great. Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same? Alderman Cubey was immensely popular, so you have to ask, who would want him dead? The blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had the motive. The blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had all the motive in the world. But why go from blackmail to murder? Technically, the blackmail was about murder, so functionally they're doing the same thing they were always doing. The merger protest won't disappear just because the alderman was killed. Ah, could it be... What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman Cubey's secret identity. The thing carrying Cecil's mental state at this point would be Donald. Yeah, Donald's kind of his emotional support. Pet. Friend. I guess. Blackmail can cause someone to murder themselves, the same difference. Exactly. You know what? There you go. Yeah, also the guy was blackmailing him about murdering someone, so technically he's doing the same thing he was always going to do, but on a different person. And his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's murder scheme. What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? I have evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's time to use it. Mayor Tenma, please take a look at this if you would. That's the Amazing Ninetales mask. What is the meaning of this? This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene. And there was some white hair inside. White hair, you say? There was but one person with white hair in the manor that day. What are you saying? You know which man I'm talking about, right? Random question, what is your least favorite party game, or do you not like party games at all? I just don't play party games that often. For the most part, it's like... I guess least favorite, I don't know, there were some Jackbox games I wasn't that fond of, but I don't remember, like, what they were just because I didn't really play them that much. I think Monster Seeking Monster wasn't that good, but, like, I only played it once and I think people were racist during it, so I had to cut off that part of the stream. Either way, it's, you know, it's a whole thing. You know which man I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Rex Cubey, the Amazing Ninetales himself. No way! The Alderman was impossible! Wait, come to think of it, Alderman Cubey was a former pro wrestler. So the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's secret identity. Didn't I just say that? But yeah, the Amazing Ninetales was a threat to the blackmailer's scheme. He opposed the merger, and as a result, single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? We did do a Jackbox stream at one point. I didn't think people were racist the last time you did it. It wasn't the last time, it was just that one time that, that I played Monster vs. Monster. People kept typing in, like, the N-word. And, like, you know what? Don't get me wrong. Actually, no, I don't even know what I was gonna say there. Yeah, it's just not excusable. I can't allow that. I do not tolerate racism on this channel. Unless it's against, like... Yeah, I was gonna make a joke there. There's no real way to make that joke not sound terrible. Yeah, no racism. We're done. None of that. Anyway. Full stop. Anyway. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? There had been an event at the manor, and maybe Alderman Cubey... There had been an event at the manor, and maybe Alderman Cubey had taken part in it. If you get my drift. Yeah, it was whenever I played Monster vs. Monster Seeking Monster. And that was a while ago. That would have probably over a year. But yeah, that was the whole thing. Actually, another thing about maybe I didn't even cut that part out of the stream. I probably need to go back and do that. This is absurd! Mr. Mayor, do you have proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I'd been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it suddenly vanished. The blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the alderman. Well, at least we've clearly established the killer's motive. Mayor Tenma, visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned. Racism is only okay against fictional species when it's literally told you that it's good to do, like Halo, but talking like LA Noire character isn't. Yep, okay, that's fair. If it's against the Cubbies, you know what? Fuck the elites. Split jaws and all that. But yeah, no, that's, yeah, I would not talk like an LA Noire character. Apollo, do you really think the Tenma Taro that Jinxie saw is the killer? I don't know. All I know is there is no such thing as monsters. What about that newspaper article? Could the killer have purposely freed Tenma Taro to do their dirty work? Oh, come on! There wasn't any Tenma Taro to release in the first place! Yes, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and a yokai. We'll probably be arguing with whether there was a yokai involved in court tomorrow. I can already see that look of disbelief on the judge's face. Apollo, are you alright? I'm fine, I'm fine. I'll just, I'll think of something. I'd better, because I can't very well say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow is going to be one doozy of a trial. Ooh. I don't really feel like stopping here, so I guess I could probably just... There. I'll keep going for a little bit. And we'll, yeah, we'll keep going for just a little longer. Monsters don't exist? My brother in Christ, you are damn well aware of the existence of psychic powers and ghosts. That's enough proof monsters exist. That is fair. That's fair enough. Yeah. Some people will send to Godhead. Bullshit, absolute BS. There are definitely ghosts and spirits in this, but the funny thing is, I don't think Apollo would have seen any of them, because he hasn't seen Maya. If anything, Phoenix is the only one that knows that. So far. I guess he could have looked up previous court cases, but still, you know? April 18th, 9:15 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Is that a Kamen Rider Ghost reference? I'd have to look into it. I haven't seen Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider is one of those things that I feel like I should watch because I think I'd really enjoy it, but I have not seen it yet. Out of curiosity, which one would you recommend starting with? Like the original, or should I start like somewhere one of the other ones? You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Yeah, a real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. Athena! Eek! Oh wait, I should do it like Kratos. Athena! 10 years serving the gods.
Eek! Didn't you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices?
I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-trial jitters.
By scaring the daylights out of me?
No, I find that shouting, "I'm fine" in a loud voice really relieves stress. It's part of my Chords of Steel voice workout, and a must before every trial.
You want me to shout?
Here? That's right. Here, I'll go first, then you try. With Kamen Rider, similar to Funny Raccoon Game, you just experience the show as long as you don't watch the final one. Oh, okay, I got it. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine! I'm ugly and I'm okay! Or whatever that SpongeBob thing was. I kind of forgot that joke. God damn it. I can't even do it properly.
Alright, I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine.
I think that actually worked. I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time.
I see. A proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? The point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted.
What's with all the racket, you two?
Huh, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout.
Hey, what's with the suit?
Oh, this?
I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all.
That's all? That's huge news. But why now?
I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time.
No fair. Inquiring minds want to know.
But wow. Oh, they even modeled Phoenix's hobo outfit. I'm so used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. These people desperately need more affirmations in their life.
Yeah. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm an actual real lawyer. I shouldn't be disbarred for misconduct.
Disbarred for misconduct.
That suit makes him look like $1 million.
By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case?
Yeah, he's serving time, but before that, he was a prosecutor.
He also uses psychology? That's right. I heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom. Been hearing a lot about that lately. So, he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. That's a nice way of saying, hey motherfuckers ain't got this, I gotta clock back in. My name is on the game's box art. We gotta get... I am the only one who can do this. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much.
Ah, I knew he was gonna be bad news.
It's probably just hyperbole. At least I hope for your sake.
Wait, so is it true or not?
Now, let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you'd like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of you, body, that is.
Yikes!
I'm gonna tone down my cords of steel too. So, are you all ready? It might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring.
Right, Mr. Wright, but I'm fine.
I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. See, I like this Phoenix. This Phoenix is nicer. Instead of like Hobo Phoenix.
Thanks. Okay, let's do this.
The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new.
Believe in our client. Seek the truth. That's all we can do. Hang in there, Mayor Tenma. Here comes justice.
Actually, I wonder, what Danganronpa cast do you think is the best objective best for solving crimes? If we had Kyoko, Shuichi, and then like... There's someone from Danganronpa 2 that'd be good for that. Maybe like... I don't know. Fucking Chiaki? I think... Oh, best for all those casts. That's a good question. I think maybe 2... Not... No, not 2. Well, I guess 2 did have some actual criminals on it, so at the very least it's like, oh, well, they at least know how crimes are committed, so that would help. You got Fuyuhiko, you got Peko, you got, like... Overall, you know what? 2 would be decent. They've committed crimes, they know how to solve crimes. That said, 1 is Kyoko and 3 is Shuichi. And you know what? Shuichi solves some pretty good crimes. And they also got Kokichi. Kokichi also solves crimes. Kinda. Mostly because he knows that they're committed. But, you know. For example, I think Danganronpa V3 is the objective best solving crimes. That is a good choice. Because V3 has Shuichi, it's got Maki, it's got, Kokichi. They had a lot of good people for solving crimes. That is true. And then Danganronpa 1 also had... Danganronpa 1 really only had Kyoko and also, I guess Makoto counts for that, but like... That was mostly it. I don't think Danganronpa 1 should really be considered as much when you had one of them who I had to be convinced that a character in the final part of the trial wasn't a ghost. Or wasn't the final trial, but like it was one of them. I think it was the 5th one. I had to convince him that she wasn't a fucking ghost. Good God. Literally the ultimate detective, ultimate maid who never failed a task and leave the country by herself. Maki's a lot of criminal connections. Yep, pretty much, yeah. All rise. Court is now in session. Court is now in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. I'd know that big, booming voice anywhere. As chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who is the young lady next to you?
I'm Trucy Wright. I mean, Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner and fresh out of law school.
Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again. Full of beans, what the fuck does that mean? Now for the prosecution. Due to his failure to show up, you guys win.
Yay!
It appears the prosecution is not ready yet. Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Prison? Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot that he's currently serving time. Oh, here we go.
Yup, Prosecutor Blackwill's an inmate.
Ooh. Kyoko Toko Chihiro. Oh, that's true. Makoto and Miyaki attack. You know what? That's actually true. That's pretty fair. They're all pretty smart. Or at the very least, they know how crimes work.
But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
This guy's goddamn Izuru, and that's about it. I was thinking mostly of Nagito, because he seems to always have a pretty clear idea of what's going on. And also Chiaki, but I guess that might have just been because she was partially with, well, that's a spoiler, so I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, there's all that. There's, Fuyuhiko and Peko also have criminal connections, so there's that as well. Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Is the prosecution ready? To be fair, Celeste and Nagito are actually cheat codes since their luck is actually off the charts. That's another one, that's true, yeah. And I guess Makoto as well, but... I feel like Makoto is a lot less lucky than Nagito is. Being the ultimate gambler implies you have hella luck, right? Or it implies that you're just really good at manipulating whatever odds you have to gamble. We never really see her do much with that, to my knowledge. Actually, I will say that's one of my slight complaints about Danganronpa for the most part, is that a lot of characters, we never really see them actually use their talent. Makoto isn't nearly as lucky as the others. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Nagito pretty much bends the universe in his favor. Is the prosecution ready? Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Of course, forgive me. I feel like I could give him the Raiden voice, but... why are all the people related to this case so scary? Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement if you please... what's the matter? Must we continue to fritter away time like this? It is all right there in the indictment. An opening statement would be pointless. Lucky students plus Izuru could easily guess the culprit, while Shuichi could simply outskill them. Well, Kokichi is very smart as a mass criminal as well. I agree, yeah, Kokichi knows a lot for a guy who really doesn't actually, like, he's not actually that evil, but there's the Ore Farm case, I swear to God. I mean, look at him, yeah. I tell you what, you're right, this guy's pretty cool. Pointless? Well... Looks like the cat, or in this case, the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue. But, we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand. Well then, your baldness, if it's so very important, why don't you do the honors? I feel like in the anime this guy would be played by Matt Mercer. He looks like the kind of guy that he would play. Oh, who? Me? There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things. And then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool. If Samugi can replicate someone so perfectly, she probably thinks her way to the answer. That's another one, yeah. She can probably, like, reverse engineer it and, like, think backwards. There you go. And if there are bugs involved, Gonta can help. That's his contribution, I guess. Ah!
Wait, was that the prosecution's opening statement?
He's like Edgeworth, but, like, threatening looking. Old daughters such as you are a plague upon the young. Your soul is weighed down by gravity or something. Black Will to me feels like Sukuna's voice. Oh yeah, something kind of like that. I pity your poor grandchildren. Or is it great-grandchildren? All these years I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I could give it a try. Might be a nice change of pace.
What? He actually fell for that? That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about.
The opening statement. Let's see here. The victim was one Rex Cuby, alderman of Ninetails Vale. And the defendant, Damien Tenma, mayor of Tenma Town, is accused of his murder. Kivo would also be very helpful considering you have a sentient AI that you can just retrofit detective tech for. Yeah, there's another one, yeah. Put like a spyglass on him or like a microscope. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus, he had a motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, other potential suspects, both have alibis. And his daughter, who was also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive. So, in a nutshell, I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. I am shocked that I said that the first time without stuttering. Incontrovertible. Bravo, your boldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. He is also a literal inventor and capable of creating technology that can transfer your consciousness into a machine that can be reprogrammed. They do have a lot of crazy people on their team. They got a lot of stuff. And Angie can make art for them. She could paint up a crime scene. Draw suspect photos. There you go. Flattery will get you everywhere.
He's playing Simon Says with the judge.
Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackwell here. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that. It would seem that I've been sorely underestimated. We're gonna start power scaling in Ace Attorney? Huh?
Wait, who's protecting who from what?
Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackwell here. Oh. Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. Kaede and Kaido are just there for negotiations, since their personality is very welcoming. Yeah, they're there to... No, Kaide's there to play their theme music whenever they do cool stuff, and Kaito's there for being a hype man. That's totally... Like, just imagine, like, Shuichi, like, gets something right, and then Kaede just, like, hits it on the piano, hits, like, Giorno's theme. She's like, dun, dun, da 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 da. They're like, you have no proof, Shuichi. And then Kaede just hits it like, dun, dun. I think that'd be really cool to have your own personal pianist play your theme music whenever something cool happens. Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. What should be a thing we do? Power scale the lawyers. So Phoenix, S rank. Give him 5 minutes and he'll win. Ha ha ha! That's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you. I get the feeling people draw these two making out constantly. Prosecutor Blackwell doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackquill. He's so oblivious. Now let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it. But first I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. Witness testimony, let's go. About the Moida. I think the only genuine useless character in V3 would be Himiko, because with Tenko you can have her handle interrogation with Shuichi. The one thing I would say for Himiko is that if there's an escape trick where someone like fled the scene, and no one knows how they did it, Himiko might be able to figure it out because she does all the escape tricks, like with magic and stuff. She'd be able to help find like hidden doors or whatever, while also claiming that it's just magic and she's casting spells or whatever. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Alderman Cuby was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Cuby was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Yeah, she is a good escape artist, yeah. That's the thing, that's her one niche. I think that's her role in the team. I think if we were to say someone useless, it'd be, fuck, who among them would truly be, like, no help at all? He just says best crime solving cast. You know what? Yeah, my answer changed to V3. V3's... They have the most well-rounded group of skills, I think. Alderman Cuby had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? That's right. The accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. Cuby's autopsy report added to the court record. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? We need to update that autopsy report. That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him. He did die, though. He died from that.
Objection!
Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. I don't know, it still sounds a little far-fetched. Danganronpa 1 is still the most useless because they have the ultimate detective and the ultimate programmer, but that's it. Danganronpa 2 literally has the ultimate every talent. That is true. I agree with that. Izuru is way too broken in that argument. Assuming, of course, that that he's not the murderer. Yeah. Wow, Izuru, you solved the case. How'd you do it? I killed them. God damn it, Izuru. Does it now? Then perhaps we should test that theory on you with the edge of my blade. He doesn't still have his sword with him, right? I didn't sign up for this! Oh, he's doing a bit. He's doing like a sword draw, but with his chains. You know what, that's actually kind of cool. And so your life is spared. For now. Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, for my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately. If I ever make... I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Wouldn't you have every ultimate talent make you the ultimate liar as well? That is true. Also the ultimate not killer guy, so that means he can't do it. But also the ultimate killer, so he has to do it. Quite decisive evidence. Wouldn't you agree, your baldness? The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. Yes, the judge leaning toward a guilty verdict. The trial's just barely begun. What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Tenmataro from his imprisonment. Considering he can still move, titanium chains would simply would imply such thick shackles that would mean his strength is pretty up there. I mean, he seems pretty built just by his, like, imposing stature and whatnot. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman. I mean, it's a strange one, alright. I hear he went to a blood drive and instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal. Order! There will be no gossiping in my court! Your baldness? Please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. Hey, they're meant to keep him sane from possession, or safe from possession by the demon Tenmataro. And again... perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold! The lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment.
Oop! The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tenma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement. I think.
What if someone ever got arrested for making a deposit at the blood bank with blood they stole from someone else? You know what? That's an interesting idea. I kind of want to look into that. That sounds funny. If that ever really happened. Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they? It's like that one meme of like, you donate 1 kidney, you're a hero, but you donate 12 and you're a monster.
The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud.
This is just prejudice versus logic. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Ooh, thanks for that lifeline, Athena.
Careful, Apollo. He is the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. The other is his sword, which he doesn't have right now. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives.
This guy really is bad news. In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than this statue right here. It appears to be a statue of 2 strange creatures locked in battle. 2 yokai to be exact. On one side is the 9-tailed fox, and on the other, Tenmataro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case was rendered an art. You don't have that many kidneys, you're helping 12 extra people, especially considering, you know, a person per kidney is at the minimum. So it's 6 people die and 12 can live. Fair trade. Depends on which 6, though. What if it's 6 innocent people to save 12 bloodthirsty murderers? There you go. Not a fair trade then, is it? Facts and logic. Anyway, Fox didn't statue up to the court record, yeah. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Alright, normally I would keep going, but I feel like this is a good stopping point, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Arrowhead, your favorite VTuber Android. My next stream is sometime this week. Keep an eye out for my schedule tomorrow, and have a lovely morning, day, or evening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and goodbye for now.